What is up, my friends? You are very welcome along to another Euros watch along here on Anfield Agenda with massive Liverpool interest. The captain of Scotland, Andy Robertson, the captain of Hungary, Dominic Szoboszlai. Somebody is going home tonight. Let me know in the comment section who you think that's going to be. Ben has very kindly put a poll up in the background as well. Scotland win, 42% so far of people feel like. I genuinely don't know how this game's going to go, because I feel like Hungary are a better team, but Scotland, well, they've got that grit and determination, don't they? And a little bit of class in there, of course, as well. It is going to be an interesting game. A draw really helps nobody, so somebody's got to go all out for the win here. What do we think? We'll go through the lineups in a couple of moments' time. As always, though, thank you guys for being with us, and I hope you're all having a lovely weekend so far. Come on, Scotland. Craig, we can make history tonight by going through, said Scotty. Absolutely, mate. It is a massive, massive game. And I think we're going to be in for a treat because, as I've said, a draw really helps nobody. Somebody's got to win this game. And I think we're going to be in for some goals tonight. Robbo and Szoboszlai wish both of our players luck, said Harry James. Damien, nice to see you in, mate. Ryan, lovely. Mark, always a pleasure to have you in, bro. So, yeah. What are we thinking? Look, we'll talk about the Liverpool news as well today because that's starting to come through thick and fast. Where's Chelsea getting the money from is going to be question number one. But also, how is it that PSG think that they can keep a couple of months of Kylian Mbappe's salary just because they don't like the fact that they lost him for free to Real Madrid? Seems a little bit salty, and I would dare to say that probably against the rules. So let's see what happens with that one. I'm not sure if you're aware of it, but there are reports doing the rounds that they're withholding 2 months' salary, which is into the millions of euro from Kylian Mbappe. I don't know. Let's wait and see. Who do I think will win? Honestly, Hungary. I've said it, like, if you come down to the players, I think Hungary have a better squad. But Scotland, they've got the fighting spirit. They've got that Celtic fight in them. So, Hungary is where my money's going. I'd like both teams to go through, obviously. But I'd also like one of our boys to go home from the point of view of that's Euros over. That's one less person to worry about being injured. But that's a purely selfish take on it. I do think, honestly, Hungary probably a better footballing team. But Scotland, well, look, I just struggle to see goals from Scotland, if I'm being honest with you. I look and I just wonder where they're going to get these goals from. Let's take a look at the teams. And also, I think Angus Gunn is a little bit suspect in goal for Scotland as well. So, we do have Angus Gunn in goal for Scotland. Then it's Ralston, Hendry, Hanley, McKenna and Robbo making up the back five. McGinn, Billy Gilmore, McGregor, McTominay tucked in behind Shea Adams. That is Steve Clarke's 11 for Scotland. For the Hungarian side, it is Varga, Szoboszlai and Szalai making up the front three. We're working backwards here. Then it's Kerkez, Schaefer, Styles and Bolla in midfield. And in the back three of Darday, Orban and Botka with Petr Galaxy in goal behind. That is both your starting 11s. And as I said, Ben has been kind enough to get that poll up early doors as well for you guys to vote away on. Craig, McGinn and McTominay are the men that will get us a goal if we score. Look, McTominay's always good for a goal. So Ben's praising me for my camera. I spent so long last night trying to mess around with my colour tone to make sure that the camera is as crisp as possible, and I've got the thumbs up from Ben, so I'll take that as a win, Ben. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's been taking ages for me to get this right, but I think I finally figured out the camera, or maybe I just got lucky. I don't know. How was my day off? Very kind of you to ask, Alex. It was good, chill, just kind of watch football. You know, watched some of the Copa America last night, watched the Mexico game. Yeah, just chilling, man. But thank you for asking. Sorry, just... why did somebody say Botka he? Is that a funny word? I don't know. He's definitely in the team. I had to double check there just to make sure I hadn't made a mess of it. Saw Fabrizio say Chelsea feel Nico Williams' deal is too expensive. That leaves the door open for us, said Harry. Yes, it does, mate. And I hope that we jump all over it. In fact, I hope we kick the door off the hinges. Lots of stuff over the last day or two around Liverpool and Nico Williams. And, of course, Liverpool and Calafiori. You know, we'll just wait and see how this unfolds over the next day or two. But it is interesting. Obviously, America kick off their Copa America campaign tonight. And obviously Uruguay as well, kicking off, I think, 2 a.m. our time, their game. I want Darwin to keep his hair like that. I don't. The absolute state of it. Yeah, Darwin has cornrows in his hair, and it's like he's begging us to just, I don't like it one bit. So yes, get rid of them before you come back, please. I remember Costa's trying it as well. It's just not a look, lads. It's not one that I'm accepting. So yes, get rid of those cornrows, please, before you come back, Darwin, because I don't like it one bit. Who do you think will sign Kvaratskhelia? PSG would be my guess, but I guess while we're still looking for a winger, he's got to be in that conversation as well. It is good news though to hear that maybe other clubs are falling away a bit here, because Chelsea feeling a deal is too expensive is not a sentence that you'll hear read out very often from people. But yes, if they are looking at the Nico Williams deal and it's a little too rich for their blood, then we've got to make sure that we get the finger out and get it sorted. Oh, it was just you buzzing off the name, Vodka. Sorry, I thought I said something wrongly. I thought I defended somebody. All good, my man. Thank you for letting me know. At least I'm not going crazy, Lee. It's a sign he's cutting it before next season starts, said Jay. So yes, look, Adrien San Miguel looks like he's off to Real Betis. Oh no, I'm so sad. Don't go, Adrian. I love you. You're such a brilliant keeper of goals. Honestly, I fist pumped the air when I read that. So yeah, I'm delighted. Bye-bye. See you. Don't let the door hit you on the way out. Ryanair flights, I believe, heading that direction anyway. So, yes, looks like he's off to Real Betis. Got my Pulisic jersey on. Come on, the USA tonight. Said squeaky clean. We're going to get relegated now. And great news, as Michael Manning said as well, yes, Alan Hansen out of hospital and home with his family, which is brilliant news. Great to hear that today. Always a positive when you wake up to stuff like that. So yes, great news that Jockey is back home with his family and starting his recovery. Would I go for Simons? I like him, Scott. He's a decent player, but no, I wouldn't. I would rather... I like the players we're being linked with. So Nico Williams, I've always been a fan of his. Xavi Simons is an interesting one. He is definitely going to move. Bayern Munich and Leipzig are the two clubs, according to newspaper reports, that are hovering around there. Will he stay in Germany where he looks a little bit settled, or would he make that leap to Bayern, who seem to be looking to bring in new attackers? Are we going to see the end of the whole Sané, Gnabry, Coman era at Bayern? Yes, probably. They've brought in Michael Olise. Obviously, that deal looks like it's very close. And then now they're talking about Xavi Simons, so they look like they mean business in the transfer market. What do I think of Tyler Adams? He's okay. Yeah, he's okay. I wouldn't have him at Liverpool, but he's a decent calibre footballer. Could Abraham be a second choice to Núñez? No, he's not good enough. Let's be honest, he isn't. Like, Tammy Abraham's okay, but he's not good enough. And I don't want to be signing second choices. The days of, or the windows of Liverpool bringing in backups need to be done. We need starters. We need 3 nailed-on starters. Somebody to challenge for attack, a centre-back, and a defensive midfielder. So, no more backups. If we're going to bring somebody in, it should be somebody challenging for a first-team place, in my opinion. Craig turning into a Smurf. I don't know what the fuck that means, but there you go. I mean, you could have at least called me Papa Smurf, but I don't know how I'm exactly turning into a Smurf, but there we go. Did I get your email? No, Dave. I didn't get any emails from your good self today, mate. At least not that I've seen yet anyway. What's a Smurf? Why am I Smurf? I'm very confused about that one. Like, I like Smurfs. I like Smurfs. But why am I Smurf? I'm very confused. Oh, tattoos are coming through bluish on camera. Yes, it's just the high definition sexiness coming through in full effect. Mohammed John Soliev, thank you for joining Anfield Agenda FC, bro. Much love. Feel blue. No, I don't feel blue, Foxy. And I'm not going to start singing it, even though I want to now start singing. I'm blue, da ba dee da ba die, da ba dee da ba die. See, I've sung it now. Blue tattoos. Are they coming through blue? Well, you know what? I don't really mind because the face is coming through good. So if the tattoos are showing up a bit blue on camera, I'll take that because it's the boat race. That's the important one. Do you think we make any signings this week? Yes, I do. I've said to you guys for a while that I really do feel that the likelihood of us getting a signing over the line before the transfer, before the year end, as in June year end for tax. I do, yeah. I think we'll get one done over the next 7 or 8 days. Mohammed, thank you, buddy, for gifting 10 Anfield Agenda memberships. You're very, very kind, sir. Much appreciated. I think we should buy Ronaldo for 210 million so we can win the Ballon d'Or. I mean, if you hadn't got such a brilliant name on your account, I'd probably laugh at it. But your account name is your ma, and that is just very Craig. So I'm going to give you props for your account name rather than remove your comment. We don't want Ronaldo now. Let's be honest. But your ma isn't a brilliant account name, so I'm so childish that actually makes me smile. Papa Smurf doesn't have tattoos. Lord Craig, you can be clumsy. No, I like Papa Smurf. I mean, I can't go roll beard either, to be fair, but I'll take Papa Smurf. Avatar vibes. I'm very confused. Are they really blue? Because to me, they look like they're coming through. Well, there is some blue in my tattoos, by the way. I should point that out. There is blue on this arm in the tattoos. Like, there genuinely is blue in there. So if that's coming through, that's actually a good thing. Opinions on Ralph Schumacher? I don't have any. I don't have any opinions on Ralph Schumacher whatsoever, mate, unfortunately. Do Liverpool need a defender or an attacker? Both. Liverpool need 3 signings, in my opinion. A centre defender, somebody to play in midfield in a double pivot or a DM, and I would say a right-sided attacker at the minute, because, again, we have to look at the future for Mo, and one way or another, we're going to need somebody there eventually. But if Diaz is going to move to Barcelona, then I can understand why we'd look at the left-hand side, or Nico Williams, Kvaratskhelia, that kind of signing. I think we should take Suarez back on loan. Okay. I mean, I'm trying to put up with your stupid comments, mate, but gotta be honest, pretty close to going bye-bye. Because I've loads of comments to try and read through, and I'd rather read through the ones from people who are, seriously asking a question or something. Actually, on your silliness, Bobby Firmino looks like he's going to be leaving Saudi Arabia, and I'm sure there will be shouts from people to take him back at Liverpool, but for me, I would rather we look to the future, because, yeah, he looks like 6 months there and he's out. Okay. I mean, I could mess about with the tattoo colour, but I couldn't be bothered at the minute, to be honest with you, because if I start messing around with the colour on screen, I'm probably going to make a mess of it. Hope Scotland gets spanked tonight, said Mark. No holding back there, bro. Straight in. I'm going to start singing the Scottish national anthem now, Mark, just to wind you up. Oh, flower of Scotland, when will we see your likes again? That fought and died for... I don't know the rest of it. Nor do I know the Hungarian national anthem. I'd probably give that a bash if I knew it, but I don't. Would I take Evan Ferguson at Liverpool? Not yet. I don't think he's ready. I've always had a feeling he'll end up at Spurs. I don't know why, but I've always got a feeling he'll end up at Spurs at some point. But he needs to keep progressing, Evan. He's obviously a great talent, but it'll be interesting to see how this season goes. He's had a lot of injury concerns as well, which worries me, but he's still very, very young. What's the chance of Adidas new sponsors? Just bought shares in Adidas tonight just in case. Well, send me Adidas. Loads of it. I want free Adidas stuff. I'd love a deal with Adidas, lads. Honestly, that's my dream. Even if when they start making the Liverpool kits, I'm going to be pleading with them to send me some freebies, because if there's one thing that you can say about me is that I have repped Adidas since the start of this channel. I am an Adidas fanboy through and through. So yeah, send me some Adidas stuff, please, Adidas. Because I've been, fighting the good fight even when Nike were making our kits, still being repping Adidas. Could Nico Williams play either side? Absolutely, Harry. He operates more on the left-hand side for Bilbao, but he has played on the right as well. I just think Nico Williams makes a lot of sense, but I can only see it happening if Lucho and Barcelona look like they're going to finally get it together. And there's loads of reports saying that Barca want them, but we all know the problem they have is the finances. Thoughts of Arne Slot? I'm really excited, mate. Really excited to see what Arne can do, and just hope he gets the support in the transfer market. But if his tan game is anything to go by, he's going to be on point. But look, I guess the proof of the pudding will be in the eating, and we've got some pre-season games coming up end of July, start of August, and I'm looking forward to them, particularly the one at Anfield the week before the Prem gets underway. That'll be nice for him to, get that welcome to the club properly in front of a packed Anfield. Question for you. Not that this would happen, but would you swap Lucho for De Jong? Yes, I would. I really, really do rate Frenkie de Jong. And even when United were trying to sign him, I was still saying the same thing. He's a wonderful footballer. You have to take into account his wages. And as you've said, it's very unlikely to happen. But yes, I would. I think de Jong's incredible. And in a double pivot, I think de Jong would be fantastic. So yes, I would. Because I would feel that finding a winger, an attack-minded winger, is a little bit easier than finding somebody of de Jong's calibre and experience as well. So yeah, I probably would take that swap, but as you said, it ain't going to happen. Is there some real stuff to Arsenal joining the race for Nico Williams? Yes, but where we would hopefully have a bit of a march on Arsenal is financially, we should have more wiggle room. But yes, they are absolutely being linked. It looks like Chelsea are backing off a little bit based on reports, but yeah, Arsenal are certainly somebody keeping tabs on Nico Williams as well. I would keep Lucho all day, said the Red Baron. The problem I think a lot of people have with Lucho, mate, is just the end product. He's a very likeable character. He works really hard. Is a tremendous engine. But, think of it this way. The numbers he put up last season, I think, were the same as Sadio Mane's worst season for Liverpool. And he does need to add that end product if we're to really think of him as being good enough. Because everything else he does is incredible. His pressing, incredible. The defensive side that he helps out with, really good. It's just a finishing product. He just needs to add more goals to his game. When do we replace VVD? Again, the answer to that question, Chris, will depend on the contract renewal. So, of course, you should be always looking ahead. And I feel like if we bring in Calafiori, that makes it quite interesting, because then you've got Calafiori at 22, Konate about the same age, Gomez, who's what now, 25, 26, isn't he, Joe? So, 26, 27. So Joe's in his prime. So yeah, I think Calafiori makes sense to me as a signing, and I kind of hope it goes through. If I had a choice out of Tchouaméni or Nico Williams, who would be your preferred choice? Tchouaméni. Yeah, because he's worth more. If the right offer came in, I wouldn't say no to selling Lucho. Agreed on the end product, said Harry James. Look, it would have to be a pretty big number. And that's where this becomes all so muddy to me, is we know Barca want them. I think we can all agree on that. But we also know that the odds of Barca having the money right now that will satisfy Liverpool are probably slim to none. So unless they can move quickly, I don't see Liverpool caving in, because, you know, we're in no rush with Diaz. He's got 3 years on his deal. He's not a particularly high earner at the football club. So Liverpool are in no rush. On that side of it, we're all good. Where we should be in a rush, of course, is our captain, our vice-captain, and Mo figuring out what's going on there. Am I a fan of Doctor Who? I amn't, mate. No, I've never seen a single episode of Doctor Who. Utas. Craig, good to see you. I would be very surprised if Nico Williams would join Chelsea here in the Conference League instead of Liverpool here in the Champions League. Look, I agree. Yeah, there's not really much more to that. I agree. But here's what I don't understand. Whoever our target is, why are we hanging around? The very least, we should be triggering that release clause. And yes, he's at the Euros, and we'll have to figure that out. But we should, I don't know. Everything's a bit too quiet at the minute. And sometimes quiet is good, but it also makes you a bit nervous, right? Teams are walking out onto the pitch right now. We are moments away from this one getting underway. Remember, a draw is not really any good to anybody here. Both teams got to play for the win. Hope they can get through as a third place qualifier, most likely. And I think that's going to make it quite an interesting game. First goal in it is going to be huge as well. So let's wait and see what happens. I'm going to run through both the teams for you one more time before we get underway. With Scotland, it's Gunn in goal, then Ralston, Hendry, Hanley, McKenna and Robertson making up the back five. McGinn, Gilmore, McGregor and McTominay in midfield, tucked in behind Shea Adams. For Hungary, Galaxy in goal, then Botka, Orban and Dardai making up the back three. Kirkes, Shelfer, Styles and Bolla. Then Soboslai, Salai and Varga making up the trio in attack. That's the Scottish team, or excuse me, the Hungarian team. I'm not going to go through the benches because there's no way I'm pronouncing some of those Hungarian names. But let us know who you think is going to win the game. So far, it's changed. Hungary are now the favourites according to you guys in the chat, with 41% of you voting for a Hungarian win, 39% for a Scotland win, and 21% going for the draw, which really doesn't help anyone. How much do you reckon Liverpool will spend? I don't know, mate. I don't know. I mean, if you look off last year's window, and that was a rebuild window, we spent, what, 150 something? Something like that, 151, something around that mark. It's the net spend that'll be the interesting part for me, because normally our net spend is about 40, but over the past couple of seasons it has crept up a little bit. I think we had a net spend of about 60 the season before last, and then last season I think about 90 million. Craig, could you make a video about most of the transfer rumours and rate them out of 10? Honestly, I don't know how to rate them, Stephen. You know, I'd be guessing rating those videos. So I've tried to be entirely honest throughout this whole transfer window and say I haven't got a clue what our transfer business is looking like. You know, I'm relying on the media the same as everybody else, because it is really, really quiet at Liverpool at the minute. So it's difficult to get any information out. And I'm just, you know, like everybody else, trying to piece together the pieces, guessing, and seeing what looks most likely. Thoughts of Somerville for Liverpool? Doesn't excite me, Chris. Doesn't excite me, mate. Now look, the links have been there, as of the links, of course, to Chelsea, and I can understand it, especially you've got the Dutch influence of Arne as well. So for me, no. I think I'd much prefer we look for a Nico Williams or something. And I gotta be honest with you, I'm a little bit disappointed that we weren't even in the conversation for Michael Olise. You know, we all thought he was going to stay in the Premier League. United linked, Chelsea linked, I think City may be linked as well, and he ends up going to Bayern. So surprised me, that one. What would your ideal transfer window be? I would like Antonio Silva or Calafiori at centre back, Ederson in midfield, and Nico Williams as the attacker. And I'd also be greedy and like to get Federico Chiesa, who's available for a reasonable fee. Okay. The Scotland supporters mad, said Goomy. Yes, the Scotland supporters have been brilliant throughout this entire tournament. I mean, I'm glad the media have picked up on it. Sky were giving them their props earlier on as well. Scottish fans have been absolutely incredible during this tournament, so full credit to them. I don't know why Ben has a German player in the Hungary starting 11. We'll have to ask him. Ben, hey Ben, why have we got a German player in Hungarian starting 11? Oh, he's typing. He's typing, so we're going to find out soon. Ben said he's not German. The database has him as German. True, but that doesn't really help us. Because we look a bit silly now. Because he has German underneath. Right, anyway. I'm going to get ready for kickoff. So make sure I've got my clock ready to go. Cool. Right, we are almost ready to get underway. We're going to end the poll. And 41% of you guys are going for a Hungarian win. Craig, I've got a second television set up to watch both games on BBC. Nice, Tony, I love it. And Ben said it should be fixed. Thank you, Ben. Right, sit back, relax, and I'll do my best to take you through what is a massive 90 minutes in the European Championships. A win is needed by both sides. A draw really doesn't help anybody. So let's see what we have in store. I think we should get some goals, hopefully. Any chance of Robbo being replaced? I think more likely Costas would be the one that the club are, I think, somewhat open to selling. Yes, it is fixed, Ben. Thank you very much, mate, for that. Right, there he is. Dominic Sob. That Hungarian kit, by the way, is nice. It's really nice. Actually, most of the Adidas kits have been really nice for this tournament. Yes, Jamie, I know I'll be a little bit behind, mate. God, we've gone through this 500,000 times, bro. Sync up and we'll all be good. Right, we are about to get underway. Best of luck to both Dominic Soboslai and Andy Robertson, and of course all the fans watching from both countries. Massive game, pressure's on. Let's see who rises. What did I have for tea? Nothing yet. I don't eat till about 1 a.m, mate. I haven't eaten anything today. We are underway. Just had coffee and water so far. Right, ball gone long. Immediately the referee brings it back. What are we doing? I've no idea what this means from the referee, but... Are we starting the game again? Apparently we're starting the game again, everybody, so we'll stop the clock. Now we're off. We've started again for the second time. Am I fasting? No, that's just the way I always am, Daryl. Yeah, I eat once a day at about 1 a.m, but... Will I be watching Uruguay? Yes, absolutely. I'll be tuning in. 2 a.m. kickoff for that one. Right, anyway, Scotland in possession here. Remember, a draw's not really any good to either side, so let's wait and see who gets the victory. I mean, if it's a battle of kits, I'm calling it a draw because both kits are absolutely gorgeous. Adidas really have knocked it out of the park for me with the kits for the Euros. Oh, both games hadn't kicked off at the same time. Maybe that was it, Mark. Yes, that's a good show. Right. Let's see what happens. I'm going to say 2-1 Hungary. That's my score prediction. Don't hate me, Scottish folks. I'm just giving you a guess. Obviously, somebody has to go out tonight, so I've got no preference. Excuse me. Ben, can we remove the 1 from Robbo? Because I don't think he scored a goal. But whatever the mistake is on Robbo, can we remove it? That's... Yeah, please. Are my tattoos darker? Yes. So I've played around with the camera settings yesterday, mate, to try and get the skin tone right on my face. And I think this is a little bit better. But yes, it does mean the contrast on the tattoos are a little bit darker. Right, free kick in for Scotland. Cleared away by Hungary. Referee blows up for a free out, a foul in the area. What does the third best place table mean? It means, so in this competition, whoever finishes first and second in the group goes through. And the four best third place teams out of the 6 groups also go through to the last 16. So if you finish third and you have enough points to be in the top 4 of the third place groups, or third place teams in the 6 groups, then you go through. So Scotland have a good chance if they get a victory. So actually both teams have a chance if they get a victory, but a victory for Scotland would pretty much guarantee it with 4 points. J Muse, any particular reason why we're bigging up other channels in my fucking channel? Any reason, bro? If you want to spam or promote other channels, then do it the hard way like the rest of us had to and grow our own audience. Robbo. Come on, boys. I want goals in this one. I don't want this to be a cagey, boring 0-0 to the 89th minute. I hope we get a goal fest. Oh, Jay Muse. Then I owe you an apology, sir. Sorry, my sincere apologies. I didn't realise you invited people across. That's on me, bro. I apologise. Sorry. And thank you. Again, Scotland's probing here side to side, but Hungary have everybody back behind the ball. And yeah, it's looking fairly tetchy is probably the word I'd use at the minute. I don't understand why we would want Rabiot. Why would he even fit in? And also, absolutely love Nico Williams. He'd be world class at Adam Brown. Thank you for your super chat, Adam. I don't think we do want Rabiot, mate. Every time this dude runs down a contract and is about to leave a football club, like clockwork, we're linked with him. We didn't want him when he was 24. We didn't want him when he was 26. I don't see why we'd want him when he's 29. He's not good enough, in my opinion. And from what I remember, apparently the old negotiations whenever he's going to a club are held by his mother, who asked for pretty large sums of money from my recollection. So I don't think you have to worry about Rabiot. I don't expect him to be coming near Liverpool. It would be incredibly strange decision making from the club. And Lobotka is another one, Morgan's Key, that's mental. How do they think Liverpool are linked with a 33-year-old for 40 million? That one absolutely blew my mind as well. Anyway, Scotland in possession, still just knocking the ball around the back. Hungary again with everyone behind the ball. I mean, if you were looking at that type of prospect, surely you'd look at a Kimmich over a Rabiot. Yeah, there's a reason we didn't sign Rabiot the other couple of times, and I don't think it's going to change now. So you'd have to say, so far Scotland have certainly settled into this game a bit better. You'd no real chances as of yet, but it's Scotland who are certainly dominating possession early doors anyway. Fell there on Scott McTominay. He'll give them a free kick. Rabiot bangs of United. Yes, I could see that, Goomy, mate. I could. Would I be happy with Kimmich? I mean, I'd understand it, but no. I still think there's a need to look to the future. But look, I wouldn't be angry if we signed Joshua Kimmich. I'd prefer we went and got Ederson from Atalanta, though. Right, free kick. Robbo over it. Ball dropped in. Cleared away by Hungary. Back again with Scotland, though. Robbo switches up, goes across right-hand side. Again, another chance for delivery here from Scotland. Ball in. Header. Ooh, cleared away. Almost a good chance there for Scotland, but Hungary just about got in the way. Now they look to counter-attack with pace. Good defender from Andy Robertson comes across and slows down the Hungarian attack. But they've kept possession. They've switched it out right-hand side. Strike! Gunn palms it away. That's a warning there for Scotland to show you how quickly Hungary can break in numbers. Good stop from Angus Gunn. Stops Hungary from potentially taking the lead. But it was a strike from distance. Bounces just in front of the keeper, who got two strong palms on it to push it away. But first shot on target of the game there for Hungary. Kimmich or Ederson over Rabiot any day for me, said Adam Brown. And I absolutely agree with you, sir. McGinn now for Scotland. McTominay. Would I rather Robbo or Szoboszlai back home earlier to learn Slot's new system? Do you want the real answer? Szoboszlai. I feel like Szoboszlai has more to prove this season, and I feel like Szoboszlai looked exhausted at the end of last season. So, you know, yeah, I'd rather him be home earlier for a couple of reasons, but that's one of them. Someone said Kvaratskhelia is signed. Is it true? No, it isn't true. But he has been linked, and he does want out of Napoli. That much I feel comfortable in saying, but no, he definitely hasn't signed for Liverpool that I'm aware of anyway. So again, you can see the pattern of this game seems to be Scotland just trying to move the ball side to side, create space, and Hungary back with everyone behind the ball, and then looking to break at pace. It's kind of got the feel of a bit of a Premier League game here, with Hungary trusting that they can break at numbers or with numbers and pace to catch Scotland out. Scotland having some decent possession, said Lee. Darwizzy, welcome in, mate. What's the most likely transfer to happen this summer, said Webb. It's a good question, mate. And honestly, I'm trying to be as genuine and real and honest as I can in my answers. At this moment in time, I haven't got a clue. Gun to my head, Calafiori feels... I can understand that link. I can understand it with Richard Hughes' contacts in Italy as well. That one I can see some sense in. Right age profile. Again, 21, 22 million pounds seems reasonable. So I would probably pin my colours to that if you forced me. Would I sell Tyler Morton for 15 to 20 million? You know what, Jay Muse? It's a really good question, and I think I'd say yes. The weird thing about Tyler Morton is, and I'll admit this, if he was Spanish, Italian, German, I probably would look at him differently. And I'm not afraid to admit that, mate. It is the fact that he is English that makes me feel uncertain. Because, he's been loaned down to the Championship, done well, very well, and probably deserves an opportunity. But I do feel like selling him is the right option. And it does look as though there's a lot of interest in him based off today's newspaper stories. And 15 to 20 million, I think that sounds about right. Rachel, thank you for gifting a membership, mate. Appreciate that. Adam said, I'm drooling at the thought of a front three of Williams, Darwin and Chiesa with Maka just behind. Also love all your content. Keep smashing it. Thank you so much, Adam. It would be an exciting front three, mate. Yes. And then you've got some great backup as well there. Cody Gakpo would push as well for a starting place. Diogo Jota, if he's fit, is always a great shout as well. Oh, Hungary on the attack, ball over the top, too close to Angus Gunn though, who comes out and gathers it. IFI must say, Craig, both Scotland and Hungary don't mind the possession being with the opposition. I know, but at some point this game's going to have to spring into life, and I think we need a goal. Because once we get a goal, everything changes, and I think the game becomes much more adventurous. But now it's kind of like a game of chess, isn't it? Nobody wants to make a mistake, nobody wants to blink, and everyone's just trying to feel each other out. Do Scotland have to win, or could a draw be enough? I was looking through the groups last night, and it's hard to say it, but I think there's 3 teams that have 3 points in third place, I think, at the minute. Certainly 2. So I would say they have to win. But there's no definitive answer I'm aware of, because I think with other games still to play, you never know. But I would say you'd have to go get that win to get to 4 points. 2 points, it's not impossible if I remember correctly, but it's unlikely. Mark said, if Switzerland score versus Germany first, this game will be forced to have a goal. I'd love Liverpool signing Yamal, but that's never going to happen. Yes, it isn't going to happen, you're right. Barca aren't going to move him on. Van Dijk said they've got to go for it, nothing to lose. Yes, I'm with you. Both teams should go for it. And I think we will end up seeing this go and become an end-to-end game. But at the minute, both sides are just a little bit tetchy. Put any bets on? No, Evie, I haven't put a bet on in about 3 months at this. Just trying to save up for the deposit. And just trying to mind every penny at the minute. So any expenditures that I'd usually mess about with, like nights out or meals out, betting, or they've all been cut back. Even my TV expenditure has been cut back as we try to make sure we, can be in as good a position as anyone to try and buy this house in the future. Simon Jones says, Forest keen on Kelleher, Liverpool value with £35 million. That interest, Pranav, in Kelleher has gone back probably a year with Forest. So yeah, they are interested, but I think the figure you've mentioned, 35 million, kind of tallies with the 40 million I've seen elsewhere. So let's wait and see. If Liverpool can get 35 million from that, would be good business, although he is a top-notch keeper and certainly one of the better number 2s in the league. What's your prediction? I went 2-1 Hungary, mate, was my prediction. Rate Southgate out of 10. 3. No, 4. 4. Because I have to respect the fact that he got England to the final of a Euros and I think semi-finals of a World Cup. But I also think that somebody else would have got better results with that team. But he does deserve that respect. And I think he's gotten it. And I think he's had enough good grace in the media. But he needs to figure out a way to get that England team to be more on the front foot. Evie said, I hope you get a buyback clause. It would be interesting. Yes, or even a potential sell-on in the future might be interesting as well. Right, Scotland on the attack. Hungary with everyone again back behind the ball. Squeaky Clean said, I think he should be sacked. I think this will be his last tournament, unless they somehow find a way to win it. And even then, if I'm him, I'm walking away, because you've peaked then. What are your thoughts about Slot based on what we've seen? I love his hopes for the season and how he said he wants to be better than what we did last season. He's already a mentality monster. Look, I'm excited as well. I'm hopeful that he gets backed in the market. I'm looking forward to the pre-season friendlies and trying to figure out what our style is going to look like. But yeah, he's not here to just holiday. I think he's going to try to do well. And as you said, he's already looking to get past the 82 points from last season. 1-0 to Germany in the other game. There you go, 1-0 Germany. Andrich with the goal according to Squeaky Clean. Thank you guys for the update. I actually was quite surprised by how strong Germany went with their team selection again for that game. I thought they might have rotated and rested a few, but still gone quite strong. Julian Nagelsmann. Van Dijk said, looks like Slot was a good pick. He seems very smart. Another outside the box goal, Ben. What do you reckon? Me and Ben were only talking about this yesterday. What a tournament this has been for goals outside the box. What's that now? 15? Something like that? It's crazy. But it's brilliant. And maybe we'll see a change in the trend because, you know, we've seen a lot of managers talk lately about not shooting from outside the box and about the numbers backing up that the half spaces and crossing from that area produces better results. But in this tournament, we've seen, as you've pointed out, so many goals from outside the box. No goal. No goal's been ruled out. It was a foul. Apparently it was ruled out, so we can cancel that. No goal in the Germany game. IFI said, Craig, I think FSG must backslot at least a player in defence, midfield and a forward. I agree. I mean, I think we're simpatico on that one, bro. I agree with you. Ooh, bit of a tasty challenge there from the Hungarian player on McGinn. Got Steve Clark up out of his seat anyway. Callum Styles gets himself a yellow card. His brother Harry will be really disappointed with that. Adam, I am very good today, thank you, my friend, and not really any news. We did a video earlier on. We spoke a little bit about Calafiori and Nico Williams, but they're the kind of two front-running stories for Liverpool at the minute. Kelleher is definitely worth more than Onana. I would agree, but I don't think others would. Look, I'm biased because obviously he's Irish, but I do think Kelleher showed in the 26 or so games he played for us last year that he's consistent and can play at this level. Jason said, Hi Craig, I got the tickets you sent over. Hotel booked for myself and Noah. Are doing an Anfield tour before the show. Oh, that's awesome. I'm going to try and do an Anfield tour either the day of the show myself or the day before, Jason. Because my son, Lucas, is coming over to Cardiff and Liverpool with us. He's never been to any of our live shows before and he's never been over to the UK before. So I'm bringing Lucas over with us. We're going on the ferry. We're driving our car on to Holyhead and Connor's taking his car as well. And we're driving to Cardiff and then driving up to Liverpool. That's awesome. Awesome. Make sure you come up and say hello, Jason, as well. And yeah, I'm glad that you've got it all sorted. We look forward to meeting you on the night as well. And thank you for coming along. And if you want to get your tickets to the Anfield Agenda live shows as well, don't forget you can either use the link in the description of this video, or you actually, you know what, I'm going to pin the link to the chat, or you can scan that QR code on the screen. They are all ages events, and 1 second, I'm just copying this. And yeah, they are all ages events, and tickets are priced at just £15. There is the link for the live shows is pinned to the top of the chat. Oh, actually, I'm going to pin Mark's one because that makes more sense. Have I pinned Mark's one? Second, yeah, Mark's is pinned. Cool. Thank you, Mark. So yes, hope to see you guys at them. The Liverpool show initially sold out, but we were able to move it to the bigger theatre, so we got an extra 75 tickets that are on sale right now, and the Cardiff show is also on sale, both 15 quid. Will I be doing a live later? No, because this will be over 10 o'clock, mate, so no, it'll be too late then. Brentford would be a good move for Kelleher. Yeah, wouldn't be bad, Paul. Wouldn't be bad at all. Right, free kick for Scotland here in a good position. McGinn blocks a clearance and then is brought down. So Scotland have a free kick right hand side of the Hungarian penalty area in a very good position for an in-swing and left foot cross. Right, Robbo over it. Good chance here for Scotland to get a good delivery in. Hungary holding the line just ahead of the 6-yard box. That's a poor cross from Andy Robertson. That was a poor cross. They won't be happy with that one. He didn't even get it past the first man. We are... Well, I'm going to sync up at 22 minutes, by the way, because I forgot to sync at the start. So if you need to sync up, bear with me a few seconds and we'll get that sorted. I still have the Scottish national anthem in my head now from singing it earlier on. Right, we are coming up to 22 minutes, so I will count you in. We are 22 minutes and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 22, 10. Buffalo Soldier, we talked about that one a little bit earlier on. Great news that Alan Hansen has been discharged and is back home with his family. It's great news. Is it just me or is John McGinn a unit? He is, yeah. He's a stocky fella. Very good, strong base. Very hard to displace off the ball. I think he's criminally underrated as a player, McGinn. I think he's a really, really, really good footballer. Scotland doing well down the right here. Just as I say that, they've been dispossessed by Hungary. We are 23 minutes in, still await the opening goal in this one. A must win for both teams. It's Scotland 0, Hungary 0. The Scottish national anthem is a beauty. It is a good one. There's a few good national anthems that really get the teams riled up. I don't like any of the national anthems that just have music. There are a few in the world that don't seem to have lyrics to them. I think the Spanish, if I'm not mistaken, is all music, but some of the national anthems really do make the hairs in the back of your neck stand up alright, and I definitely include the Irish one in that. 15 goals from outside the box, according to Ben, which there was only 12 in the whole of the last tournament. That is nuts. Still 0-0 in the Germany game. Thank you, Mark, for that update. Oh, Ice Cream Man's coming to my estate. Throw into Hungary, halfway inside the Scotland half, left-hand side, still scoreless. Corey said, I'm watching the hockey finals in the States and the Canada national anthem is good when they play it. Craig, you think summer transfers will be like the January window? Very little signing, said Lorcan. No, I think we'll make at least 3, Lorcan. Which Irish one? Well, there's only one real Irish national anthem. If you're talking about the rugby national anthem, that's not bad either, but it doesn't beat Aron the Vian, or a soldier song as it's translated. But yeah, Ireland's called. It's okay, but it's not the Irish national anthem. Did you see Fabrizio said about Chelsea and Nico Williams? They don't want to do it because it's going to cost over 60 million on a high wage. It's about time. Somebody said that Chelsea can't spend all that money. It's about time. Somebody told Todd Bowley no. Scotland probing again. Oh, McGinn absolutely taken out of it. Another foul on him and another player booked for the foul. McGinn very quickly and bravely tried to switch play from right to left. Orban comes in and clatters him late. Yeah, I mean, there was no vindictiveness in it, but he knew what he was doing. Did you see Fabrizio said about Real Betis getting Adrian? I did, Harley. I was very upset earlier on, mate. You know how much I love Adrian San Miguel, so to see him leave our football club, I mean, it brings a tear to my eyes. I'm delighted with it. I can't hide it. I'm delighted. I know we'll have to replace him, but I don't care. I'm just sick of him stealing a living. Like, it never sat well with me that he was making at least 3 times more money than Kelleher. Like, I think Kelleher's on about 10 grand a week, and he was on 60. Like, if that's true, mental. Right, corner to Hungary. Scottish player took it right in the bread basket, so he's downwinded. Back up to his feet, though, from Ralston. Did you ever get one right in the bread basket? I feel the lad's pain. But he showed his bravery, getting the cross blocked. Does ricochet out for a corner. And let's see if Hungary can do something from this one. Ooh, 1-0 to Switzerland. Wow. Wow, that is, that's interesting. I expect a response there from Germany. Right. They go short with the corner, Hungary. Second ball in. Cleared away by Scotland. Drops to the edge of the box. Scotland do well. They have a chance to counter here if they can get bodies forward. Hungary frantically trying to get players back. Scotland trying to get players forward. And he just didn't have enough support there, Shea Adams. And now it's back near the halfway line with pretty much every Hungarian player back. What's the ref doing here? Somebody down injured? Yeah, Botka is down injured. Yeah, he did. He took one to the face, to be fair, Botka. Both men just had eyes for the ball, but Botka did get one in the face, so I can understand the referee stopping the game to check in on him. I'm Scottish, and seeing Steve Clarke at Scotland makes me sad, because before Scotland he was at relegation side Kilmarnock, the team I support and got us into Europe and never lost to Celtic. I've always loved him, mate. I know that he has history with Chelsea as well. I loved him when he was at Liverpool as our assistant. Steve Clarke is just a good footballing man, and I've got nothing but respect for him. You can see how proud he is as well to coach his country. It's great. I love him. I think he's brilliant. Yusuf, how are you, my friend? Said, would love Nico Williams as a Salah replacement. I wouldn't. I mean, how am I going to answer this? Instinctively, you think he's a left-sided player, right? But he has played on the right. If it meant... the reason I'm struggling to answer you is, we're all assuming that it's going to be Diaz that departs. But I think we're also, as a fan base, sort of just ignoring the big Mohamed Salah-shaped elephant in the room that needs to be acknowledged at some point. Because if we are going to give him a new deal, do it and get it done or whatever. But if we're not, then we have to start looking to the future. Whether it's selling him now or taking it on the chin and just getting a replacement in to look at what happens when he leaves. But either way, that situation is really, really worrying me. As well as, of course, the Trent situation. And I feel really bad for Trent, because he's been scapegoated by the English media yet again for Gareth Southgate being an absolute Cabbage Patch Kid. Free kick here to Hungary in a very Dominic Szoboszlai-esque position. Hannah, how are you, my mate? Nice to see you in. Right, free kick here. Central, 25 yards out. I'm getting a look at the Swiss goal here, actually, in the other game. Nice, good finish to put Switzerland 1-0 up. Right, here we go. Dominic Szoboszlai standing over it. It's about 25 to 30 yards out. Hungary have their own wall in front of the Scottish wall. Szoboszlai just repositions the ball. Salah looks good with short hair, Foxy. I think he looks great with the shaved head. Szoboszlai, free kick, clips the top of the wall and goes behind for a Hungary corner. Yeah, I think Salah with the shaved head, I think he looks brilliant. He looks younger, leaner, But look, he's always in great physical condition, isn't he, Salah, to be fair? Whenever you see a photograph of that man on the beach you're at, and it just makes you realise how much of a slob I am anyway. Corner in right on top of the Scottish keeper. Scotland headed away. Second ball into the box. Bit of head tennis going on here. And Scotland eventually hook it away. Harley said, I'm so annoyed that Trent hasn't gotten a new contract extension yet and Madrid want him. Look, I can't add anything to that because I agree with every word you've written. It baffles me. The whole situation with our contracts at the minute and those three players baffles me. I've been going on about it for months and we need to resolve it. Right, I have a question for you all. Apart from the tattoos, is the camera coming through crisp? Apart from the tattoos, because I know there's a bit of work to be done on them. But everything else, is the camera coming through better than previously? Because I've been working away on it to try and make sure I get a better picture through. Cool, thank you. Good, nice. Appreciate your, thank you everyone that's replied. Yeah, I spent, myself and Sabrina were messing around with the colours last night for about 40 minutes trying to get it right. And I think this is about the best we can come up with. I know the tattoos come through as very dark and blue, but I mean, it's a happy middle ground, I think. Tyler, how are you, bro? Nice to see you in. Cool, thank you. This camera's really good, by the way, for what we paid for it. I think it's about a 600 quid camera, and it's pretty good. It's a Sony A something. I can't remember the name of it. Right. Ben, can we have a poll? And this is a weird one I'm going to ask you for. Ben did ask, who would you prefer Liverpool to prioritise as a summer signing? Calafiori, Williams, or Kvaratskhelia? And 55% of you guys say Williams. Ben, I have a really weird request. Can we get a poll on which jersey's better? Scotland or Hungary? Because I love them both. I think they're two of the best jerseys in the whole Euros. And I'd love to know what way the audience think. Because I think they're two great examples of Adidas shirts. What do I think of Arne Slot's first interview? I thought it was good. I thought there was some nerves in there and still some stuff you can see he needs to get to grips and understand with, which is completely natural and normal. But other than that, I thought it was good. I love the behind the scenes video that they put out. I thought that one was really good. I need a Slot suntan. Oh, I definitely do, Mark. I definitely do. But I've got 2 holidays booked, so I'm hoping by the time those 2 holidays are finished, I'll have my Arne Slot look. I'm going to Lanzarote in September and I'm going to Turkey in October. So I'm hoping I'll have my Arne Slot tan then. Cactus Zach said I like the font on the Scotland kit. Still battling away in midfield here. We've got 10 minutes to go in the first half and it's still Scotland 0, Hungary 0 in a winner takes all game. Who do I think our first signing is? We were talking about it earlier, Adam, and I have to say to you, I don't know the answer. But if I was to guess, and it is a guess, I think Calafiori makes sense. But, you know, how deep Italy go in the Euros might have a lot to play with when we could get that deal done or not. But I think the fact that Richard Hughes has such a good knowledge and contact base in Italy and has tracked the player even at Bournemouth, I think that there could be some truth to that one, so I would keep an eye on him. 22 million quid as well is pretty reasonable. Right, so which jersey is better? And so far, it's Scotland with 60% to Hungary 40%. Honestly, I think they're both incredible jerseys. Where in Lanzarote am I staying? Where are we staying this time? We're going somewhere I've never been before in Lanzarote this time. It's I fucking don't know. What's the name of the place? I don't know. I can't remember. It's an all-inclusive place, but I don't know what the name of the area is again. Last time we were over there, we stayed in Playa Blanca, which we stayed in a couple of times. It was lovely, but this is Costa Teguise, I think. Yeah, I think it's Costa Teguise. Who's a larger club, Liverpool or Bayern? Very close, but I would say Liverpool. But Bayern are a very big club. You know, give them the respect, but I would say Liverpool. Yes, it is Costa Teguise, Graham. We're staying in one of the TUI hotels there, TUI Sensio or something like that. I think that's what it's called. Am I watching Núñez tonight? Absolutely. Absolutely. 2 o'clock airtime, I think, for the Uruguay game. Graham said he stayed in Costa Teguise before. It's beautiful. Yeah, my daughter and her boyfriend went over there in February for a week, and she said it was lovely, which is why we booked the same place. That's exactly it, Alex. That is exactly the hotel, bro. You're right. It is TUI Sensio El Tribal. That's the one. Glad you liked it. It's good. Good. Hopefully Lucas likes it. That's the most important thing. So I'm going away with Sabrina and Lucas in September, and then myself and Sabrina are going away on our own in October. We're going to Turkey. Right, McGinn with a cross in. Again, too close to Galaxy, who gathers it easily. 38 minutes on the clock. Still Scotland 0, Hungary now. I'm particularly proud of the hotel for Turkey because it was such a bargain. We got the whole week in Turkey for me, my wife, and the hotel for like €800 total. It's like the best deal ever for me in a holiday ever. I'm probably too excited about how cheap that trip is. Does this end in pens? No, it's a group game, mate. It's a group game. Bit of head tennis again in the Scotland pen. Oh, high foot, free kick. Indirect free kick, which is interesting here because it's a high foot. So this is an indirect free kick. The ref put his hand up, meaning it's indirect, meaning somebody has to take a touch before it can go in. But because it was high foot, indirect, so it'll be interesting. They're going to have to touch this before Szoboszlai can hit it. Did I see Adrian is going to Real Betis? I know, it's terrible news, isn't it? Oh, gee, shucks. What will we do? He doesn't have to touch him, He doesn't have to touch him for it to be dangerous play. It's high foot, dangerous play. It doesn't matter whether he touches him or not. That's why it's an indirect free kick. He doesn't have to touch him. For those of you saying it in the chat, you don't have to touch him. If it's dangerous play, it's dangerous play. Oh, they've hit the bar. Oh, Hungary dinked it to the back post. Was the flag up or down? Oh, close. Let's have a look. He's off, I think. He would have been off. Yeah, he would have been offside. Probably the closest we've seen in the game, though. But he did look like he was half a yard offside when the free kick was dinked over. Do I think Liverpool going through such a transformation period could be a stumbling block for some players? It certainly will. It won't help us. I would say that, you know. When Liverpool had Jurgen, you knew what you were walking into. You knew the coach you were getting. You knew the system. You knew a lot more. Under Arne Slot, it's a little bit of a leap of faith for some players. But, you know, at the end of the day, we are still Liverpool Football Club. We are in the Champions League. And we should still be an attraction to players. But it definitely is a factor. I'd say that. Will top of the league be back next season? No, it's done. We made that decision, I think, at the start of this week. Yeah, I'm just going to stick to Anfield Agenda because I just don't have the time. So top of the league is no more at the moment. So it's just going to be top of the league. Or seriously, just going to be Anfield Agenda moving forward. Because we've got the podcast starting next month as well with myself and Jack Gill. So I'm going to put all my efforts into the Anfield Agenda basket. Because I want to get us to 500,000. So I want to make sure that all my focus is on this channel. Anything to watch Germany game on? I'm being kept up to date with it thanks to the chat, mate. It's 1-0 Switzerland after Germany had a goal ruled out. Why is the Hungary kick gone from red to white? Honestly, not sure, but I love it. Same with the Belgian kit, right? That one's gone from like red to whatever that colour is Belgium have now. And another reason, Marcus, if I'm being really honest with you, is when I do non-Liverpool games, I'm just not the same. You know, it's not the same experience for you guys watching. It's not the same emotional investment for me doing them. I just don't feel like I'm the same person, and I don't want to phone it in. So, yeah, that's why as well. Free kick here to Scotland, or excuse me. Who's the ref giving this for? Yes, free kick to Scotland, but the Hungarian player's gone down as well. Ref ready to brandish a yellow card. Indeed he does. Number 13, Hungary, booked. This game needs a spark. It does. I said it to you at the start, mate. It needs a goal. A goal really changes everything in this game, and at some point someone's going to have to go for it. Whether you leave it till 75 or 80 minutes or not, somebody has to score. Right, Robbo, free kick pretty much on the halfway line. Lobs it in towards left hand side of the penalty area. Second ball, Scotland have won it. Last 30 seconds of normal time at the end of the first half. Still Scotland 0, Hungary 0. Ball in. Oh. Decent half chance that for Scotland, but kind of caught him on the shoulder with his attempted header. Brett said, looking forward to the Cardiff event in August. Can't wait to finally see you in person. Only 15 minutes from my house. Nice. We love that, Brett. That's the show I'm buzzing for as well, because it's a venue I've wanted to do a show in since we first talked about doing an Anfield Agenda live show. We'll talk about it more at half time. 1 minute added on at the end of the first half. Just 1 additional minute. Liverpool get Nico Williams, yay or nay? Truthfully, Hannah, don't know. I've seen your other post about Chelsea as well, and apparently Chelsea are walking away or are put off by the price. But I don't know, mate. Same as yourself, I'm just waiting for news. I hope so, though, because I really like the kid. I think he's a good player. You'd never see this good referee in the Prem, Craig. All the mistakes this year have come from English refs. Yep. Anthony Taylor and Stuart Atwell doing their best to shaft Van Dijk in Scotland. Or, sorry, Van Dijk in Holland, sorry. Yeah, I seen the poll on Sky Sports even about that goal. 80% of people felt it should have stood. Well, that's what it was when I voted in it anyway. We have had the 1 minute at the end of the first half, and the referee's blown up. It is half time in this must-win game. It's Scotland 0, Hungary 0. Right, I did say I'd talk about the Cardiff show for you, mate. Yeah, that's going to be fun. So, the Cardiff show, Brett, is the only show where everyone's going to be there. So, Ben and his wife are going to be at that show. Chris Stonage is going to be there with his girlfriend, Izzy. Connor and his partner, Katie. Myself, my wife, Sabrina, and my son, Lucas. We're all going to be at Cardiff. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. And we're going to make sure we put on a good show for everybody as well. Can you point me in the right direction about a signed Liverpool shirt, 2001? It's all legit. Don't know where to go with it. It has 15 players on it. I don't, what do you mean, sell it, Nelly? eBay is probably the best bet if you're looking to sell it. But other than that, I don't know what you're looking to do with it. You wanting to cash in on it? Is it for charity, or give us some more info, Nelly, and I'll try my best to point you in the right direction. Oh, you want to sell it? I'd say stick it up on eBay, honestly, or post up about it on social media. Generally, is the way most people will go about it. Because if you went into like a memorabilia place or anything, honestly, they probably pull your pants down on the price, and you probably get more for it yourself. Who am I rooting for? Nobody, really. I'm, just a neutral observer in this one. I think I went for a Hungary 2-1 win as my prediction, though. Why are we only seeing 3-4 minutes extra time yet in the Prem? It's usually double that. I feel like the Premier League are always 1 year behind whatever the refereeing updates are. So VAR came in, waited a year, came into the Prem. The extra time added on the end of games came in at the World Cup. Now the Prem have introduced it, and it's like UEFA and FIFA have moved backwards again. I don't know, mate. It's if there's one thing that's wound me up more than anything else in the Premier League this year that isn't called Manchester City, it's been the refereeing and the state of it. I remember you said you were starting a new channel. How's that going? It hasn't. I haven't even looked at it yet. I've so much to do, honestly. This is a crazy busy time for me behind the scenes, working with Ben to make sure, that Ben's happy and everyone's ready to go with the new studio build, which Ben's working on at the minute. Looks incredible. I've got to rewrite the podcast to get that ready to go in July for myself and Jack. I obviously have to write the live shows for Cardiff and Liverpool. Got a content plan ready for next season for the channel. Look into the sponsorship side of things, and so much. Honestly, I have a load going on, so I just don't have time to look into anything else at the minute. Coming to Cardiff all the way from Cork, said Lillian McKenna. Thank you so much, Lillian. Please do make yourself known on the night, mate, so I can say hello. What we're going to do in Cardiff, Lillian, is there's a big foyer outside. So after the show, we'll be all, do the show on the stage. We'll go out to the foyer and spend an hour or two chatting with everybody there. Incredibly amazing of you to come all the way over. So, thank you. Do you think it's about the broadcasting in the Prem, the amount of money broadcasters invest? Look, they do have a quite a big say these days because of the sheer money that's going in. Honestly, I would love us to get to the point where we're not reliant on broadcasters and the Premier League just release an app, like a streaming service where we can get all the games and we don't have to have the unnecessary Sky Sports, TNT Sports, DAZN, Amazon, or whatever other streaming services people around the world watch the football on. It'd be amazing if we could just pay for what we need. Because I cancelled my Sky Sports, I cancelled my TNT Sports, because I'm sick of paying for stuff I don't want to watch. So for me, I'm going to use my Spanish DAZN account to watch the footy next season. And I'd love us to get away from the broadcasters and no more of this 12:30 shite either on a Saturday. Can't believe yet again we got a newly promoted team in the first game. It's mad, Pauline. And I think it's the 5th year in a row, something like that. And also we're away from home. I think this is Manchester United's 8th season in a row getting a home game for the opening game of the season. I'm not trying to suggest anything nefarious. It's just a coincidence, but a mad one. 99% I'm sure that Salah will go for free next season, which will be one of the most idiotic decisions in the last 15 years at Liverpool if that happens. Is crazy. I don't understand how the club haven't forced the sale at this point. To let him go for free he's not worth 100 million for a year, and that's basically what we're saying right now, is that Salah staying for 1 year at the football club is more valuable than 100 million quid. If he stays and leaves for free, that's what we're saying. And that is not right. He isn't. Do I feel Nico Williams is a realistic signing? Yes. I obviously would have some concerns around the wages that he's reportedly on at the minute, and that would be one of the higher brackets of wages at the club. But if the club have always told us, for the right player that they truly believe in, they'll pony up. So if they want Nico Williams, the release clause is fairly straightforward. Pay that, and then you've got to make the man happy with his wages. So yeah, I would say it's semi-realistic. Yeah, I would. I think, guessing at it worked out at about 16 million a year when we did the sums the other day. If it was a 5-year deal, amortised across the 5 years, we guessed it would be about 16 million a season to the club. Oh my God, that offside was so close. The Switzerland one. Oh my days. It was like exactly level. It's crazy. Will there be a meet and greet after the Liverpool show? Absolutely, Jason. 100%, mate. So at the Liverpool show, it'll be a little bit different, Jason. What we're going to do is the kids have to be out of the venue by 10 p.m. because the licensing for the venue means children are allowed there till 10 o'clock. So what I'm going to do is finish the show at about 20 past 9:30. Make sure that we go out to the foyer and meet all the kids first. Make sure they get their photos or hello or whatever the children want. And then once we get the kids all sorted and they can head off, then we'll stay and chat with everybody else. Because the venue stays open till about midnight. Food will be there, music will be there afterwards, drinks, and we're in no rush to go home. So yeah, absolutely, Jason. Every live show we do, we always make sure that the meet and greet is there afterwards, because that's the most important part to us, to get to thank you guys for coming along and to get to hear your stories and to get to meet you. Can I give your dad, Thaddeus, a shout out? Yes, hello Thaddeus. How are we, sir? Heard Arsenal were after Nico. Yeah, Eddie they've been mentioned as one of the clubs who are interested in Nico Williams, no denying that. But if that is the case, that makes me even more determined, mate, that we have to get that deal done, because we can't lose out to Arsenal and see them strengthen with Nico Williams and us kind of left twiddling our thumbs. So yeah, I seen that link and it has only intensified my desire to get the signing done. What was the Nico news? We covered it in the video today, mate. We basically, Chelsea look like they're dropping out with their interest because of the prices involved. Liverpool look like they are interested, but they won't be alone. Barca are hovering, but it feels like they haven't got the money and they want Diaz. So right now it feels like it's Liverpool and Arsenal, the two front runners in the conversation for Williams. So, if you haven't, by the way, please do hit that subscribe button. Drop a like on the stream as well. Appreciate you being with us. It's 0-0 in the first half of a must-win game for both sides. Scotland obviously have 1 point in the bank. Hungary have nothing at the minute. So, it's a win situation or you're going home. Have I seen Liverpool's last 5 games? Yeah, I've got the fixtures here on my phone, actually. Bear with me 1 sec. I'll just look through them really quick so we can talk about it properly. Where are the fixtures? Here we go. Yeah, so Liverpool finish up the season with, let me make this bigger, with some tricky games. We've got Leicester away, Spurs at home, then Chelsea away, Arsenal at home, Brighton away, and then we finish with Crystal Palace at home. So yeah, it's a difficult start or end, but it looks like our start to the season, by the Athletic anyway, have been rated as the easiest. So, we should, in theory, get off to a good start, but that first game, 12:30 away against Ipswich, we're going to have to be at it because they're going to be up for it. The crowd are going to be up for it. And we got to make sure that we get a win. So, yeah, it's It's going to be an interesting start to the campaign, and there is a chance for us to build some momentum there if we can get off to a good start. Jason said, positive news about Alan Hansen today. Hopefully Scotland can lift his spirits a little bit more. Yeah, it was great news, Jason, to see the club release that statement that Alan Hansen has been released from hospital and is now at home recovering with his family. Brilliant news. You know, exactly what we'd hoped for. And nothing but love to Alan Hansen and his family, and we do hope he makes a full recovery. Frustrating, Chelsea already have their first signing done. I mean, it doesn't really bother me that much because it's not a player we were linked with, but I get where you're coming from, Ty. I get where you're coming from. My Don's from Cove but lives in Sweden. He loves your videos. Oh, thank you, mate. That's lovely to hear. And much love, as I said earlier on, to your dad and yourself. Thank you for tuning in. He's from Cove but lives in Sweden. That's a mad story, that one. Cove all the way over to Sweden. Weirdly, my wife's cousin moved over to Sweden with his wife as well, and they're just having their first baby. They just announced this week that they're actually expecting, so there you go. Much love to your dad, and much love to you guys tuning in as well. Appreciate your support. Craig, with Jurgen leaving, do you feel we've lost some pulling power in regards to new signings? I mean, yes. I think if anybody answers that no, they're being dishonest. We're still an attractive club. We still have a lot to offer. And we're still a destination. But Jurgen is one of the top 3 managers in world football. And he would be an extra draw to anyone. I think if we're being honest with ourselves, you have to say yes. I'm not saying Arne Slot isn't going to be a draw, but Kloppo is Kloppo. Have I seen The Boys? I keep seeing it. Ben's recommended it to me as well from Amazon, but I haven't watched it yet, Mark. No, I do know about it though, thanks to Ben. Basically, it's the reverse superhero story, right? The boys are fed up of the dodginess of the superheroes or something. I think that's the gist of it. Utas said, I think our first signing will be Calafiori and the second, hopefully, Williams. I'd love that. And with, you know, the Calafiori stuff has made me really sit up and take notice because of Richard Hughes' contacts and his knowledge of Italian football. So I do hope there's some truth to that one. Listening with my headphones in while taking the dog for a walk. Much love from South Africa. Always lovely to see South African Reds drop in, mate. We've got an incredible amount of viewers actually from South Africa. I think it's the 3rd or 4th. I think it's the 4th most watched country for us, which is amazing. So lots of love to you over in South Africa. And I definitely need to get my ass to South Africa. Badly. I've wanted to go to watch World's Strongest Man as a kid. And I still have to get my ass over there. My psychologist is from South Africa. I've no excuses other than just I haven't got round to it yet. Did you change your lighting because your camera looks a lot better? No, but I did change the camera settings. I was saying it earlier on. I sat down with my wife last night and we messed around for about an hour with the camera to try and get it as sharp as we can, and I'm glad you said it, mate, because obviously we've done something right if you've noticed it, so thank you. Craig Adams said, I've only just started watching The Boys. It's an amazing binge. Watch season 1. I'm going to watch season 2. So, has anybody watched Tyres? T-I-R-E-S, because of course you Americans couldn't possibly spell it T-Y-R-E-S, but have you seen that on Netflix yet? It's brilliant. It's proper comedy. Definitely worth a watch if you haven't had a chance. Second half about to get underway here, but it is honestly brilliant if you get a chance. Only 6 episodes, but a new season coming along as well. Right, we're just waiting for the ref to signal the second half, and then we're on the way. Come on, ref. Is that from... Oh, one sec. Again, the ref's just waiting for the signal from the sideline. Right, we're underway, second half. Yeah, that is the one with Shane Gillis, Mart. Yeah, that's the one. I think it originally started as a sketch, and then it was turned down by some other streaming services, but Netflix picked it up. and I think it's brilliant. I love Shane Gillis. I think he's hilarious. So yeah, I love it. I'm glad there's a second season coming. Lillian, you loved it as well. Good. My wife started watching it last night. She loved it as well. Both think Shane Gillis is very good. So yeah, glad you enjoyed it. Definitely worth a watch if anybody wants a new series to watch. Right, so we surely have to get a bit of action here in the second half. A draw's no good to either side, so what's it about? It's about a tyre store, basically, and the shenanigans that goes on with the staff. It's really good, though. For me, it kind of reminds me, I think comedy's coming full circle. I have to say, I didn't like the whole, I don't want to say woke, because I don't like that word, but I didn't like how PC comedy had become. It was too PC. Obviously, people deserve to be respected, but comedy should be one of those things that there's no rules. It's comedy, If it doesn't appeal to you, don't watch it. But I feel like comedy's coming around a bit now, and it's coming back to where it was. And Tires is one of the first series that kind of made me realise, yeah, maybe we're getting back to comedy as it should be. Martha just started to watch The Office for the first time a few days ago. Which one? The English one or the US one? Because they're both brilliant in different ways. The tattoos look sick in the new camera settings. Nice. Thank you, Cactus. Zach, appreciate that. Exactly the words I want to hear. Lee Evans, no rules. All of it, like the likes of Ricky Gervais, Dave Chappelle, they've kind of been in for a bit of flack over the last few years for doing stuff the comedians have always done, and I'm glad that we're starting to get this freedom of expression in comedy again, because it's really important for me. Like, comedy should be that one place where we all get to just switch off and where kind of everything goes, You don't want to be intentionally offensive and punch down, but sometimes shit is just funny. Right, Soboslai with the corner in for Hungary, headed away by Scotland, and it'll go out for Hungarian throw-in. Rachel said, Lee Evans, no thank you. I'm not a fan either, Rachel. I've never liked his comedy. I think he's one of the best physical comedians out there, but I've never really been a fan of Lee Evans myself. So yeah, I get where you're coming from. Frankie Boyle. My wife won't go to Frankie Boyle. She thinks he's too much. I think he's brilliant. I've got a very dark sense of humour, so Frankie Boyle's right up my street. Bill Burr, Frankie Boyle, Dave Chappelle, Kevin Bridges, Jim Jeffries, they're my style of comedians. Bill Hicks, back in the day as well. Oh, strike, saved. Mickey Flanagan was brilliant. One of the best comedy shows I've ever been to was Mickey Flanagan. It was so funny. Dylan, thank you, bro. Appreciate your comment, mate. Thank you. I'm very lucky because, like, I'm a bit of a stand-up comedy geek, and it's the only thing I will go out for. Whenever me and my wife go out somewhere, it's always to a comedy show. And I've been lucky enough to see almost every comedian I've wanted to see in life. There's a handful I haven't, but I've seen Chappelle, Rock, Louis C.K., Jim Jeffries, Kevin Bridges, Kevin Hart. Who else have I gotten to see that I've really wanted to see? Dylan Moran. I haven't seen Frankie Boyle yet, which I will get. I will get to see a Frankie Boyle gig. Did I like Jackass or Dom Jolly, Dirty Sanchez? I watched all of them, mate. Every one of them. Yeah, I thought they were all good in their own way. I think I preferred Dirty Sanchez over Jackass, if I'm being honest. Maybe it's just because I was fond of the Welsh lads, but James Acaster. I haven't seen much of him on Comedy Niche. I've seen a lot of him on panel shows. Seems like a good guy, but I haven't seen him do stand-up. Patrice O'Neill, yes. Isn't he passed away though, Harry? Patrice O'Neill. Definitely somebody that a lot of American comedians would credit as being a huge influence on their career. Went to see Anthony Yeselink. He's very dark. Yes, but he's good, Craig. He's good. You guys have some great taste, by the way. Some of the shouts for comedians in there have been pretty good. Love all of those, like Mulaney as well. Pete Holmes. Yes. Mulaney is like a modern Jerry Seinfeld, isn't he? That kind of semi-clean comedian. Pete Holmes, Crashing, I think was the name of the sitcom he was in that I thought was really good as well. I haven't seen Chris Tucker. I haven't had a chance. I've never seen Chris Tucker, no. Sean Locke was amazing. May he rest in peace, Daryl, yes. Right, free kick to Scotland as we get underway. He was absolutely... Sean Locke, legend of comedy, definitely. So sad when he passed away. Same with Norm. Kevin Bridges is funny. Kevin Bridges is amazing. I've actually been lucky enough to be rinsed by Kevin Bridges at a show. I was sitting in the front row of a Kevin Bridges gig in the Olympia Theatre in Dublin. So it was one of his warm-up gigs before he went to the big arenas. He must have been workshopping some material. And I said to my wife, I'm going to wear a Barcelona jersey because I know Kevin Bridges likes football and likes Barca. So I went to the show with my wife. We were sitting front row dead centre. Kevin Bridges comes out on stage, does his introductions, then points at me and goes, "What's your name?" And I said, "Craig." And he goes, "PE day? Is it Craig? PE today?" And he rinsed me, and I've never felt happier. We've seen him twice, and he's incredible. Peter Kay is one of my favourite comedians. Peter Kay is incredible. Peter Kay is that rare breed of comedian that everyone can watch. Your granny, your kids, everyone. He's just a damn funny guy and an easy lad to root for and want to do well as well. Nothing but love for Mr. Peter Kay. Actually, haven't seen him live, but always love Peter Kay. What about Gabriel Iglesias? Did we like him? Yes, I was at his show. I was at Fluffy's show with the wife back in October. It was a really good show. Martin! Yes, it was brilliant. I didn't like Bernard Manning. No, I didn't like him, the mighty one. Jack Whitehall, don't know about him doing stand-up, but like him on panel shows. Tony Hinchcliffe is very good. Is it Better Kill Tony, the podcast that he has? Tony Hinchcliffe. But yes, he's very good as well. Your dad got to see one of Adam Sandler doing stand-up. Now that's a story to tell. Do you know who I would have loved to have seen stand-up? Steve Martin. Some of his stand-up was pretty good. It's pretty blue, but it was pretty good. Do I like... Oh, you're talking to somebody else there. That's cool. Kyle seen Billy Connolly live. Nice. Another person I've seen live actually was Eddie Izzard. And I think Eddie Izzard's another brilliant comedian. Al Murray, the pub landlord. I watched that show religiously, mate. Religiously. Pint lager for the men. White wine fruit based drink for the ladies. Australian. It's instinct. Instinct. Yes, Al Murray's brilliant. Do I know Jimone? Yes, I do. I don't know him personally, Will, but yes, I know Jimone, the comedian. Nathan said he'd like Scotland to go through, but it's unlikely. Dave said Brendan Grace. You're going to hate me, Dave, but I didn't like Brendan Grace. I thought he was brilliant in Father Ted, but I never liked his comedy. Have I seen Hot Shots? Yes, both of them. The Liverpool Prophet, how are you, mate? Welcome in. We're still awaiting the opening goal in this, and somebody's got to take the brakes off soon. We are 55 minutes into this one. Scotland trying to start an attack. They've just been dispossessed, and now Hungary have a chance to counter. There's a 4-on-4 here. And they make it... Oh, no. They've got it through. Hang on. Strike. Deflection. Corner. Hungary appealing for a penalty when the shot was blocked, but... It looked like they'd made a mess of that, but eventually it did find its way through, and then the strike was blocked and it goes behind for a Hungary corner. What was your woman's name that we got? We got free tickets to go and see an American, the female comedian. I'm drawing a blank on her name at the minute. What was her name? Somebody throw some names at me. Female comedian, American, in movies as well. Blonde haired lady. I can't think of her name now. You just found out Matthew Perry died a few months ago. Yes, I think it was in Jacuzzi, I think, if my memory's right. Amy Schumer, that's the one, Jason. Yes, that's the one, Amy Schumer. Yeah, we got some free tickets to go see Amy Schumer. And I have to say, I went in with fairly low expectations. But she was really good, really good. Honestly, as I said, I went in, March, with low expectation. But honestly, she was really funny. Victoria Wood. Whenever anybody says Victoria Wood to me, all I can think of that, let's do it on the piano. May she rest in peace as well. What a wonderfully funny woman Victoria Wood was. Genuinely brilliant comedian. Scotland still trying to pick a way through. 57 minutes on the clock. Rich Hall, I've seen him. I've seen Rich Hall support somebody. He was brilliant. Catherine, is that Catherine Ryan we're talking about, Darryl? Because Catherine Ryan's brilliant as well. I've had the pleasure of seeing Catherine Ryan. She's very good. Ayush, welcome to Anfield Agenda FC, my friend. Appreciate your support. Jim Carrey, legend. Abso-bleeding-lutely. Don't talk to me about the two Johnnies, Jason. They're robbing my career. I should have the career the two Johnnies have. You know, an actual funny fella from Dublin instead of the culty lovers. Come on now. The two Johnnies, that should be my career. Nah, nothing but respect to the two lads. I don't know them, and it's great to see two Irish fellas doing well. But where's my love? RTE. 2FM. Jimmy Carr is great. He is. He's another one that just says it as it is, Jimmy Carr. I love his dark style of comedy as well. He's a super intelligent man. Really good podcast episode, actually, of Joe Rogan. The one that Jimmy Carr was on. Definitely worth a listen if you get a chance. You're too good for RTE. Honestly, it pisses me off, Jason. Like, we've never had any love or help or acknowledgement from any Irish media. At all, ever. And it does my head in, because some of these shite that I've been subjected to as an Irish viewer is awful. And yeah, here we are, you know, trying to do the country proud, and not so much as a sniff from RTE or any of them. What's the worst comedy show I've been to? I don't take any pleasure in saying this, because I went in with really high expectations, but I can only be honest. I've nothing against this man before I say it, let me say that. But I have to be honest, the worst comedy show that I've ever been to, and the one that's let me down the most with disappointment, was John Bishop. And I take no pleasure in saying that at all, because I wanted to love it, but I didn't. Reginald D. Hunter, I've seen twice, Dave. And I love Reginald. We've seen him down in Mandela Hall in Belfast, and we've seen him in Vicar Street in Dublin. Love Reginald. Brilliant comedian. Keith Weller said, Craig, we all love you, man. Thank you, bro. Appreciate you. Do you know what gets me, though? Like, if I was a beauty vlogger, I'd be everywhere in Ireland. You wouldn't be able to move for all the sponsorship and all I'd get. But we've never had anything. Genuinely, it feels like... I can understand us not getting a break in England, but the fact that nobody, no outlet in Ireland has ever mentioned us, not even the local newspaper here in Wexford, yet we're one of the most watched, if not the most watched Liverpool fan channel on the planet. I sometimes wonder what the hell we have to do to get a break. But then I remember I don't give a shit and I've got you guys and that's what it's all about. Did I enjoy Kevin Hart? Yes. Yes, I did. Chris Rock, I have to say I was on the fence about Chris Rock. Because I think he's lost his edge a bit until he got slapped by Will Smith and now he's back. But when we seen Chris Rock, I was a little bit underwhelmed. You've got to meet Richard Dreyfuss from Jaws. Is that Julia Louis-Dreyfus's father? Because I love her as an actress. Mrs. Brown's Boys. That's one of those, do you like it or not? And I do. Now, I think it served its time and it's probably past its best. But I'm so happy for Brendan O'Carroll. Because I remember Brendan O'Carroll gigging when I was a kid. And small comedy venues and stuff. And he has worked his ass off. So I'm so happy Brendan got the break. Because he deserves it. Gene Wilder. Oh, I've got that documentary to watch on Netflix, the Gene Wilder one. It's just, I can't wait. He's just a genius. Dave said, Paul Smith, I want to see. Yeah, he's selling huge numbers, Dave. Obviously really popular. My daughter's boyfriend as well wants to go and see Paul Smith. What about Irish Red's channel? They don't acknowledge you. To be fair, Reddy, I don't know who they are. So I don't mean that as any type of a knock or a diss. I don't know them. And so I can't speak about them not talking about us if I don't know who they are, if you get me. So I would take that as a wash. Still waiting for the opening goal. Scotland tried an attack there, but eventually the flag went up against Shay Adams. 28 minutes left to go. Shay Adams is trying to get the Scottish crowd up, but we still need the opening goal in this one. Carshare was very good, Kyle. Very good. John Cleese, another comedy genius. Mart said, unpopular opinion, but I could never enjoy Rock. Had a blast with Hart, though. I think Chris Rock needs an edge. So he had that back after the whole slap thing with Will Smith. And early days, incredible. Look, I love Rock. I love him. But, you know, I felt when I seen him probably wasn't his best show. Have I watched Still Game? Tried to watch it, just couldn't get into it. Corner. This to Hungary. Ball floated. Edge of the box. Goes from left to right. Second ball back in. Header. Oh, it's over the bar. Over the bar. Goal kick Scotland. 63 minutes on the clock. Still scoreless. Thoughts on Green Day? I think they're okay. My wife loves them. What's your favourite movie growing up? I think The Goonies was up there. But I'm probably going to say... I mean, if I gave you the real answer, I'd get in trouble. But honestly, I'm going to tell you the real one. The film that I've always loved, and it's a great example of a film that wouldn't get made these days. And one my dad let me watch when I was younger. Probably shouldn't have, but still. Is Blazing Saddles. Blazing Saddles, to me, is just comedy genius. And that's my favourite film from my childhood. I know I shouldn't be watching it as a child, but I did, and I loved it. And it kind of... Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor were the reason that I started watching comedy. Did your wife see any of the Isle of Man TT? Yes, she was telling me about... is it Dunlop? One of the Dunlops broke another record or won another. I don't really pay attention to the Isle of Man TT, but my wife certainly knows more about it than I do. What about Bill Burr? Love Bill Burr. Haven't had a chance to see him live yet. Bill Burr at Red Rock was a brilliant stand-up special on Netflix last year. I think it was released. But yeah, love Bill Burr. Candygram for Mongo. Honestly, Jason, that film, man, it's just so good. Boxer said, watch Blazing Saddles the other week. It's very funny, the campfire scene. It's so unpolitically correct and never would get made these days, but it's just so funny. Mel Brooks is just a genius. Little Britain, yeah, love Little Britain as well. Fast Show, Harry Enfield and Chums, all of those are right up my street as well. Sorry that we're not focusing on the game a bit more, by the way, but there genuinely is nothing happening in this game, so I'm trying to just make sure that I can keep the conversation going. Do you know, I have to admit, Kyle, and I only admitted this to Ben the other day, I haven't actually seen Young Frankenstein. One of the few Gene Wilder films I haven't seen. Brendan Schaub. I only really know him from the Joe Rogan stuff, so I can't say I've watched much of him. It is an awful game. It's shocking. But I can kind of understand it because there's so much on the line, but I just feel one of the managers needs to go for it. There's too much not wanting to lose games. Somebody has to be brave and go for it. Mo Gilligan. Love Mo. I think Mo is the best talk show host currently doing the rounds in the UK. I haven't had a chance to see much of a stand-up yet, but Nursery Grimes is just an unbelievable segment, and I love Mo Gilligan. Oh, bit of a collision there. Ralston's down, Galaxy's down, and another Hungarian player's down. Hanley just checking in on Galaxy. Medical teams are on quickly. Hopefully everyone's okay here. I mean, something seriously wrong with the Hungarian player. Soboslai is signalling. They're giving a signal to the bench as well. It looks like there's something really up here. So hopefully he's okay. But it looks a worrying scene at the minute. Change stream to the Germany match. No, because this has a Liverpool context to it, you know. Both captains play for Liverpool, so that's why we're doing this. But good. Okay, they've got privacy screens up now around the Hungarian player who's receiving treatment, and this is the priority right now, is making sure that he's okay. You know, these are the moments that football goes out the window. Someone's health and safety and well-being is the most important thing right now. This is some idiot trying to run on. What's going on here? I mean, they're slow enough with that stretcher, aren't they? For the love of God. And in all of this, there's the potential penalty check as well, by the way. But obviously our thoughts at the moment are with the Hungarian player who's receiving treatment. Scottish goalkeeper, good news there. Gunn is back up and on his feet. But there's obviously concern for the Hungarian player who's down injured here. And that's where everyone's focus should be and is right now. Let's have a look at it. And Nessie said, "Hey Craig, how are you? I missed on the streams lately. Time zone doesn't help it either. Wish you and the A team all the best." Thank you, Nessie. Good with me, my friend. I hope all is good with you. Booga Boy, I think the penalty check was for a shirt pull, mate. I don't think it was for the goalkeeper. I think it was for a shirt pull. Soboslai looks shaken up here, obviously. Robertson speaking with the referee, but Dom is upset, but you know, all we can hope for right now is good news on the player. Football doesn't matter at the minute, you know. It's all about making sure that the medical attention's being received by the player in question, and all efforts should rightly be making sure that his welfare is the most important thing. It's always difficult in these moments, isn't it? You know, when you're just waiting. Here comes another stretcher on now, one on wheels. Both seemed very slow, by the way, to come out. So obviously now our thoughts are with Vargas and his recovery. So for those of you who didn't see, what happened was there was a ball floated into the penalty area. Keeper came out and there was a collision between keeper, defenders and Vargas. 3 players ended up on the ground. 2 of them got back to their feet, and Vargas is now being seen to by the medical staff. He looks the most serious, obviously. And they are taking him off the pitch now on the stretcher with those privacy screens around him. And now we need to figure out what's going on with regards to the game. No penalty anyway. Drop ball is what the referee's giving. So Hungary going to make a substitution here, double substitution. So Varga obviously gone off, Darde gone off as well. And Adam and Slazai both coming on for Hungary with 16 minutes plus a good chunk of stoppage time. You've got to say, like, that medical, not the international team's medical staff, but whoever was in charge of those stretchers, that wasn't quick enough for my liking. The players were alert, the medical staff from both countries were alert and on the pitch, but whoever was dealing with those stretchers needs to get a rollicking because it wasn't quick enough. So we've got 15 minutes plus stoppage time to go. Yes, he did get knocked in the head, smooth operator. It looked like he was... it looked like it was fairly serious. You know, the players immediately were signalling. When the Hungarian medical staff came over, they made a very specific signal, crossed both of their arms and put them in the air, which was obviously a signal to the sideline that it was serious. And then it went from there. But we will bring you any updates, of course, if we get them. But most importantly, we all hope that he is safe and well. Free kick to Scotland there, by the way. Dominic Szoboszlai floated in a cross. There was a push in the back of the Scottish defender, so the ref blows up for a free kick to Scotland. Thoughts on Lazio as a club? Produced some great players over the years. Yeah, always an enjoyable watch when I've seen Lazio play over the years. Obviously, Lucas Leiva went there as well. Somebody who I love, named my son after. Obviously went over there and played with Lazio. Adams taken off and Shankland and Armstrong on. I didn't see who the second substitution was for Scotland, but Shea Adams went off anyway. It feels like we're into a 15-minute match now, because both managers start to take the brakes off here and they're going for it. The game is starting to stretch a bit now, and I feel like we are going to get a goal here soon. Corner to Scotland on the far side. Van Dijk, the ads are... We don't control the ads on live streams, mate. They are random. So, if you're getting a lot of ads... One, yay for me. But, obviously, I don't want you guys being bombarded with ads either. Like I said, about 75 minutes. Yeah, it always felt like that was going to be the case. Where both teams kind of played it safe, no mistakes, and then at 65, 70 minutes kind of start pushing for the winner, which I don't understand. If I was a coach here, I'd want to try and go win this game and not leave it till the death like this. I just think if ever there's a time to roll the dice, it's in a game like this, so I would have went for it from the start personally. Is it still 1-0 Switzerland, by the way, in the other game? Because that is a massive result. Oh! Scotland appealing for a penalty. Referee saying no. It's been waved away. Obviously, VAR will have a look at it. My initial instinct was that was a penalty when I seen it initially, but... we haven't seen a replay of it yet. It's still 1-0 in the Germany game. Thank you. That's an incredible result for Switzerland if they can hold on there. The big battle here, though, was which jersey is better. And 53% of you guys have said that Scotland's jersey is better. 47% for Hungary. Does somebody have to watch the whole ad before a YouTuber gets paid? Pretty much, yeah. If you do the 10 seconds and skip thing, it's pretty no use to anyone. So, look, I know I skip ads myself occasionally, so I'm not going to call anyone out for skipping an ad. Let's have a look at this here. That's a penalty for me. For me, that's a penalty, by the way. I think he catches his ankle. There, to me, that's a penalty. He barged to the back of him for me, and that's a penalty. Wasn't given, but I think Scotland have been shafted. To me, it's a clear penalty as well. I agree with everyone in the chat. To me, that was a penalty and Scotland have been shafted. He caught his ankle and dragged his foot across him and lost his foot and should have been a penalty. Ben, can we get a poll on the penalty? Do we think it should have been yay or nay? I'd like to get a consensus on this one. For me, shocking. And again, I'm going to ask why the ref hasn't even been asked to look at it. So, poll is up there now. Should it have been a penalty for Scotland, yes or no? Have your say. Oh, if he was offside, that's fair enough. I didn't look at the offside part of it, to be fair. If he was offside, he was offside and the penalty doesn't count. I didn't look at the offside part. Hands up, full disclosure, I didn't. But if he was onside, it was a stonewall penalty for me. But, you may have a very good point with the offside. I don't know. I didn't look at the initial break. Scotty says he's onside. Again, so if he is onside, I feel like Scotland were shafted. If that was Ireland, well, look, I'm used to us being shafted. Thierry Henry went around like the Harlem Globetrotters when we played France. And yeah, I'm still bitter about that. The poll so far, 76% of you guys think that should have been a penalty to Scotland, and I absolutely agree with you. Ooh! Oh, offside flag goes up against Scotland. Varga on his way to hospital. Thank you for the update, Lillian, and obviously all of our love and best wishes are with him. I hope he makes a full recovery. I mean, that was a tight offside there against Scotland that the linesman put his flag up for. It certainly wasn't clear cut. Right, another change here, another double change coming up for Scotland. Do I remember the Estonia-Ireland game? Wasn't that a playoff, Mart? I know we played Estonia in a playoff for the Euros or something at one point. So Ralston and Gilmore going off for Scotland. McLean and Christie coming on. See, Ian, where I disagree with you, mate, on your assessment of the penalty, which, again, it is opinion-based and I respect you, but I think he did take his footing and cause him to go down. So I get where you're coming from with the tangling up, and you've got a point, but I think he just did take the foot back across his leg, and that's what made him lose his footing, for me. Favourite international tournament that Ireland didn't play in? Probably, I really enjoyed the World Cup in Qatar. I did. Obviously, I don't think it should have been in Qatar, but the final was incredible. Messi winning it and the whole story along that. That was really good. What other ones? Euro 96, I enjoyed. Ireland weren't in that either, but I very much enjoyed that tournament. I thought it was really interesting. Right. 6 minutes to go. Still scoreless. And the one result that helps nobody here is a draw. So Lillian, we have a rule on the channel of anybody who's begging for stuff gets banned. So I'm going to give you a polite warning. Memberships are allocated randomly. Whenever anyone gifts memberships, they just randomly get assigned to people. So it's not like anyone's intentionally passing you over or anything, mate. 1990 for you? Well, that doesn't count because 1990 Ireland were in the World Cup. The question was what tournament that Ireland weren't in was my favourite one in Ireland. Of course, we're in Italia 90. I remember Bonner saving Timofte's penalty and then David O'Leary scoring the winner. Another head collision here. Oof, yeah, that's a sore one. Both men back up on their feet, which is good to see. Five. Here's that penalty shout again. Oh, that's a penalty. He knees him in the calf. Watch that back. His knee catches the calf of the Scottish player. That is 100% a penalty. And the more I watch it, the more obvious it becomes. What's your favourite international goalkeeper save? So there's two that stand out for me. Obviously, the Scorpion. But also Gordon Banks' save. I think it was against Brazil for England. I think Kasper Schmeichel repeated it for Denmark almost. But that save, that Gordon Banks save, was absolutely incredible. Still watch that in awe and think, how did he get down to it? I really do feel for Scottish fans watching this, because 1966 World Cup, it was just such an incredible save, Colin. Still to this day, it stands up against any other. I hope Scotland can find a winner now, because I feel like they're getting shafted. And nothing against Hungary going into this. As I said, I thought Hungary would win it, but after that, I feel like Scotland are being shafted here. That bank save is a classic at Downtown Vegas. It's so good, mate. It's so good. Who's my favourite Irish player ever? Good question. Favourite? Probably Aldo. Don't think he's the best, but he's probably one of my favourites. Loved Aldo. Aldo and McGrath are my two answers. I love them both. Paul McGrath is just incredible. What a defender. And Aldo, I just love John Aldridge as a person. Love to interview him on the channel at some point. The best player to play for Ireland, I would say, is either Ronnie Whelan or Liam Brady. You could throw Keane in that conversation as well, but I would say Brady's probably the answer as the best Irish player ever. Andy Robertson coming off here for Lewis Morgan, coming on for Scotland. Am I worried about Dom's form? A little bit. I certainly feel like he needs to pick up this season on how he finished last season. Irwin was incredible as well. So consistent, Dennis Irwin. Really good fullback. Favourite NFL player? Well, I don't think I should answer all the time, because I've only been watching NFL a couple of years. It's got to be Pat Mahomes, hasn't it? Like, it has to be. He's just... Lamar Jackson's incredible to watch as well, but it has to be Mahomes. Just ridiculous what he can do. How about Robbie Keane? I never really was able to take to Robbie Keane. Look, his record speaks for itself, but I was never able to take to him for some reason. Oh, strike, saved by Angus Gunn at his near post, corner to Hungary. We are in the last minute of normal time. I'll tell you what though. I'll tell you the player that I'm loving at the moment. And that's CJ Stroud. The Texans, I watched a lot of the Texans last year because of CJ Stroud. And I love the fact that you've got Love coming through as well at the Packers. you know, to replace Rodgers and then see Jordan Love step up. That's fantastic. But CJ Stroud is so good. Really, really good. 10 minutes of stoppage time, folks. 10 minutes. Craig, did you know that the name Houlden comes from the word hollow or valley? My name's not spelt that way, though, mate. My name has a U in it. It's Houlden. Szoboszlai, strike, straight at Angus Gunn, and then the ricochet is cleared by Scotland. Anakin Skywalker said CJ can be an top 10 all time someday, sorry. Yeah, look, I won't lie. Quarterbacks are the reason that I watch the NFL, or the reason I started watching it. And Aaron Rodgers was the one who actually made me fall in love with the NFL. I loved watching Aaron Rodgers. And I know he's a controversial figure. I know not everyone likes Aaron Rodgers. I'm not saying he's a great human being, but I have to say, watching him with the Packers, I just loved it. Hungary, 1-on-1. Oh, they've hit the post. Oh, they've hit the post. So unlucky. Keeper was beating all ends up. And it comes back off the post. This really feels like a crapshoot at the minute. It's just end to end. Who's going to find the breakthrough? Ooh, post. Szoboszlai goes to the ground edge of the box. Referee waves it away. Scotland now in possession. We've got 8 minutes of additional time left. 1-1 in the Germany game. Germany have scored 1-1 in that game, which puts them back as group winners. Still a good result for Switzerland, though. You know, to get 5 points out of the group, got through in second place, that's still a good result for them. But it looks like Germany topping the group with 7. Fulkrug the scorer. Thank you, Mark, for that. We've had 3 minutes of the 10. Both sets of fans absolutely petrified at the minute, as you can imagine. Both needing a winner. It looks like Robbo's got an injury, by the way, so we'll wait for news on that one, but that's not great from our perspective. Strike for Scotland, blocked. It's interesting, this now. Ball dinged to the far post, too much on it, goes behind, goal kick. Hungary looking to get on with it quickly. Gary said I'm Scottish and I'm shaking. I don't blame you, Gary. My nerves would be gone as well, mate. If it was Ireland in this position, it is, as a neutral, it's fun. But I mean, I get you, bro. I get you completely. If I'm Hungarian or I'm Scottish watching this, my heart's in my mouth. And I feel Scotland were robbed of a penalty as well. I'm just seeing the Germany equaliser now in that game. Header, top bins, no chance for the keeper. And Fulkrug wheels away in celebration. Scotty said I'm nervous. Any tips? Nope. I wish I did, Scotty, mate, but I suffer badly with nerves myself, so I get you. Heartbreak for Switzerland, said King Pop. Well, they're still going to go through. 5 minutes left in this one. We've had 5 minutes of stoppage time. There's 5 more minutes to go. Have Germany really scored again? Or is that not correct? It's full time 1-1, so that was incorrect. 1-1 it finished in that game. Wouldn't have changed much anyway in the group, but 4.5 minutes left. End to end in this one. Just there's no quality there. Both sides are just missing that last bit of quality, and still time for a winner. By the way, we're only 9 likes away from 300, so if you haven't hit the like button, please do, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button as well. Cross in. Oh, they've... How? How was McTominay missed? That was it. That was the winner. I mean, he was offside. Wouldn't have counted. Wouldn't have counted. He would have been offside. Wouldn't have counted anyway. He was offside. Not McTominay. The other player was offside before him. Never seen a player look as lost on a pitch as Dom, said Whitehammer. Well, hopefully he looks a little bit more secure at Liverpool, mate. But you are right. This tournament has not gone the way he or Hungary would have hoped. Milo said, I would sell Robbo, seems to be injured a lot these days. What's your opinion? Well, there's no denying he missed some games last year with injury, and he is getting on in age as well. So I think we do have to start looking towards the future, but I wouldn't rule Robbo out completely, but I would look for that extra little bit. Right, Scotland on the attack now, left-hand side. Strike, blocked, second ball, again blocked. It'll be a throw into Scotland, 3 minutes, end to end. Cross in. Edge of the Hungarian penalty area. Scotland just looking for a bit of space or a bit of quality. Ball ricochet. Strike! Saved by Galaxy. Another one. Say, oh my days. The chances, lads. The chances. Oh, he just... Anywhere else. Any other side of the keeper, and that's 1-0. Two minutes left of stoppage time, and the game is still amazingly 0-0. Ball goes out. Hungarian throw in on the far side. 90 seconds to go. How are we still scoreless? Scotland have it now on the far side. They get more bodies in the penalty area, lads. What the fuck? Corner to Scotland. Corner right at the end. Who is Gulaxi? The keeper for Hungary. Used to play for Liverpool. Plays for Leipzig. Armstrong over the corner. Cross in. It's deep. It's up in the air. Drops. Why did he take a touch? Just hit it. Scotland now looking to break. Or Hungary, excuse me. Hungary on the counter. Right hand side. Ball pulled back. Goal! It's 1-0. Hungary have stolen it at the end. Oh my days. Hungary have stolen it. Oh, you've got to feel for the Scottish lads. Hungary with the late goal. 10th minute of stoppage time to break Scottish hearts. Scotland should have had a penalty. They were robbed. And then Hungary go and score after Scotland missed chance after chance. I mean, you'd have to be made of stone not to feel for the Scots. And it is 1-0 to Hungary. Why is the score not changing at my end? The score won't change at my end for some reason. Oh, this is close. Ben, score not changing at my end, mate. Is it offside? Is it onside or off? It was close. Oh, you've got to feel for the Scots. Goal stands anyway. Goal stands, and we're surely up at this point. Ref blows it up. It's all over. It is all over. Hungary have stolen it at the death. It finishes Scotland 0, Hungary 1. Scotland are eliminated from the Euros in the most heartbreaking of ways. Robbed of a penalty, in my humble opinion, and then missed chance after chance. Potential injury to Andy Robertson as well, but it is Hungary and Dominic Szoboszlai that will at least give himself a chance to go through. 10th minute of 10 minutes of stoppage time as well. Scotland were up one end, were counted down the other end, and Hungary score. Heartbreaking for Steve Clarke and to all those Scotland fans watching. It's it looks like Szoboszlai has an injury as well, by the way. He's holding his thigh on his right leg, which doesn't look great. But it is Hungary who get the win, and heartbreak for Scotland. And 70% of you guys pretty much reckon it should have been a penalty as well. That is how it finishes though, my friends. It is Scotland 0, Hungary 1. They put themselves in third position in this group. Other game finished, Germany 1, Switzerland 1. 4th minute of stoppage time, equaliser for Germany in that one. So they topped the group. Switzerland in second place, Hungary in third. And unfortunately for Scotland, it's 1 point in bottom of the group. But Steve Clarke's men will feel like they've missed some opportunities there, and probably feel like they should have had a penalty. For me, I'm going to say goodnight to you guys, and I will catch up with you tomorrow. We'll be live again 8:30 tomorrow night for a late night agenda. Thank you for everyone that tuned in. Don't forget, tickets for the live shows, you can get them with a link at the top of the chat or scan the QR code. Thank you to Ben in the background. Thank you to you guys for watching. Commiserations to all our Scottish viewers. Hearts go out to you guys. Hopefully we get positive updates on Varga as well. Hopefully he's safe and well. He is on his way to hospital. And when we get news on Andy Robertson, of course, we'll let you guys know about that one. Until then, I'll see you guys.